here from the very beginning?
No, I've been here since morning.
Please, you've been here since morning?
I've been here since morning. I've been here from the very beginning. Today, I was
so
here
why did you say
when
no?
the prayers were being
If you were
said.
here, why did you say no?
I have been here all morning. I had no idea what you meant by the very beginning. But I have been here. I was here before you entered the chamber. I was here for prayers. I have been here throughout.
Minister, do you really listen to yourself when you are talking?
Yes, I do. I weigh my words very carefully before I speak.
If you were here from the very beginning before we started, and I asked you, were you here from the very beginning? You said no. Then you continue. And now you are telling me you were here even before I entered.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, yes, I've been here
it meant that
before
you were not listening to yourself.
I had no idea what you meant by very beginning. I haven't been here this week. This is my first time I'm appearing in the House this week. I've been here since the beginning of proceedings today. And I do listen to myself very carefully and weigh my words carefully before I speak. You don't think so? You are entitled to your opinion. But I beg to differ.
Honorable Minister, this is not the Ministry of Communications. This is Parliament.
I'm very well aware of that, sir.
Resume your seat.
In this House today, there is nothing before the House. So, as you indicated to the Minister that we are not yet there, I was of the opinion that you would tell the colleagues on the other side that there's nothing before us. I have no idea what the references are being made.
Were you here from the very beginning?
My understanding is that...
Were you here from the very beginning?
No, I've been here since morning.
Please, you've been here since morning?
I've been here since morning. I've been here from the very beginning. Today, I was here
why did you say
when
no?
The prayers were being
If you were
said.
here, why did you say no?
I have been here all morning. I had no idea what you meant by the very beginning. But I have been here. I was here before you entered the chamber. I was here for prayers. I have been here throughout.
Minister, do you really listen to yourself when you are talking?
Yes, I do. I weigh my words very carefully before I speak.
If you were here from the very beginning before we started, and I asked you, were you here from the very beginning? You said no. Then you continue. And now you are telling me you were here even before I entered.
Yes, Mr. Speaker,
yes,
I've been here
it meant that
before
you were not listening to yourself.
I had no idea what you meant by very beginning. I haven't been here this week. This is my first time I'm appearing in the House this week. I've been here since the beginning of proceedings today. And I do listen to myself very carefully and weigh my words carefully before I speak. You don't think so? You are entitled to your opinion. But I beg to differ.
Honorable Minister, this is not the Ministry of Communications. This is Parliament.
I'm very well aware of that, sir.
Resume your seat.
What I found scandalizing is what appeared at paragraph 4 of the item that they are listed. You know what we imported into Ghana? We imported guts, we imported bladders, and we imported stomachs of animals to Ghana to complement, I think, our food, whatever. And that alone totaled, a year that's in the question, about 164,570,000 plus some hundreds of dollars. I thought this is a little bit of a scandal. But it's on the list. A committee is put together, a decision has been made that we should, as a country, seriously consider as much as possible to institute some policy to ensure that we have some substitution for some of these items. It's not only this. This is what I found scandalizing, but there are other things on the list. You're looking at rice, you're looking at beverages, you're looking at, I mean, rice alone. I also happen to have found out that we were smuggling rice into the country without disclosing. Because you look at how much is produced locally, you look at how much we consume, and then you do the subtraction, there's a gap of close to about 500, 600 metric tons. which has been consumed but not accounted for through the system. So there is that, and then second-hand vehicles, second-hand clothing, and quite a lot that government feels that.
And then I go past it, and then so Adjei, you say the woman be Adjei, a chef from be a Adjei and Sana Adjei. Actually, it is the day the Lord has made. We have to rejoice and be glad in it. MPENSNPENSENMU, this also Adjei Paju Medina, so original television. Medina Kwaku, Owusu, Adjei, Pato, Honorable Chairman, Excellency Bernard Mona, Ewofia, Obania Kwaba.
Papa Majoso.
Bibia Boko there.
Bibia pa. Ebi mu ye boko.
Ebi no msonye.
Ebi mu.
Dear ya na enye no. Dear na amaninye. Is it because of what you have not been doing, or what somebody didn't do, or what somebody is not doing, or what somebody does not want to do?
Bet me aka say nia obi enye ye. Ana nia obi aye. Because on our part no, they be a hustle na a hustle. But in the hustling, want to mean to your bills. Your light bills are in a different realm. So bills are could do baby. And we are almost say passport fees, a tomb. And you ask what is the rationale? Because Obianim said digitalization there. Apart from making things easier, they also make things cheaper. And that's I also you are digitalizing the processes. Now at the same time, the cost of processing passports is high. What could account for it? Because they say, no, NIPA, they are reduced. Most often, we do online application of the passports. In the paperwork, you don't. You don't sell paper again. So when we do and we bring, the cost of printing and processing all that you have to do is to do the screening. By some 0.5%. And you can say it's good news, but for how long? But and above all, you have a Minister for Finance who thinks, and I think that the Vice President just did not want to say it, that kind of waiting. But the Vice President took issue with the Ghana Revenue Authority. I'm sure, say, Oti Nyokai. Say, you don't generate revenue by always wanting to expand taxation. And yes, sir, why not a year all the taxes in Uber?
Finance Minister.
Finance Minister. So why is the Vice President not courageous to tell Ken Ofurata that Gabi Niaoyano and yes, I with me Edibu or mine?
Do you know that for a fact that
because he went rather attacking Ghana Revenue Authority. Ghana Revenue Authority does not generate the taxes by themselves. They implement and they collect. But
they take a decision to arrive at what target don't stay run it by.
Ghana Revenue Authority collect the taxes that
you to challenge
the taxes that are Mona mo ahyehyɛ mera and amodi abase yan famra we ni ankwageto no. They are only acting as
they look at your capacity and sana if you can't do it, you should be
tell the Minister for Finance in his face.
And I think be our country no on fear.
And or
make sure, tell him you are the technical people. Don't let him impose it on you. Tell him.
I understand you. Because I don't say me fear him fear. And I'm here or him. Na say more hot na or hene eta. Obi anka say or hene na wata. Ya na ma da bi ye hwe ne oye akwara wo mu no na o mu di na tem we jimi dodo man ka say o te ase enti and in this instance the Vice President could not tell Ken Ofurata
Ken, why you mess
up you Wakopa Ghana Revenue Authority and all I feel the Ghana Revenue Authority, but unim say bottom line is that the Minister for Finance anti-finance has it. He is
anti-finance
has it because it's under
to your satisfaction and that's a cry.
Look, and sometimes some professors come. The last time before the budget, your friend is saying Peter Kote or I said, I say, oh, they should not increase taxes. They should broaden the tax base. And I said, what is this supposed to say? Oh, if you are looking at revenue, broaden the tax base, don't increase taxes. I said, if you got this back era, professors of our land are still thinking that the only way to generate revenue is to broaden tax base. Into everything about revenue is about taxation. Which country in this world has leaped into prosperity through taxation? Because taxes largely, about the businesses. Do you understand? And you don't think that the profits and the taxes largely on the profits is sufficient to take care of the system until you look at other revenue sources.
ABG taxes as much as 50%, 60%. Oh, okay. It depends on how much you earn.
Particularly,
but it depends on how much you earn. For instance, in UK, taxes depending on some threshold, from some threshold. Said taxes.
In fact, if you are a footballer, largely about 50% of what you earn will go back to taxes. But do you know how much a footballer earns on average in the United Kingdom? Maybe $100,000 a week. $100,000 a week. In 1 year, do you get $100,000?
$100,000.
Yes.
In a year.
Yes.
Now $100,000 is less than it's somewhere around 1 million in a year.
Missy, do you get that in a year?
From what I do or in all the things.
It's not. It's about $1.2 million. Ghana cedis. You don't get it, Master.
1.2 million Ghana cedis.
Missy, you don't earn.
That will be how much should I earn to be able to earn 1.2 million in
you
a
don't
year?
Earn it.
How much should I earn in a month?
100,000 Ghana cedis.
And coins. 100,000 and coins.
Yes, and coins.
To be able to get 1.2 million.
But that is what they earn in a week on average.
You think we are joking? We did chop money for a year, you don't know.
So evidently, what do you mean faster and come and tell us that somebody who earns a minimum 100,000 a week and is paying 50,000 of that amount as taxes.
No, but you see, they're all against the vice president. One kasa why more internal revenue office Spain. And you know, say taxes near the Basa Munjia, they don't just come and dump it upon you. Munina more tenacity, more capacity. I understand. They don't just come and tell you that by hook or crook, make sure you are able to tax.
Inti BB to say, your friend is saying, COVID tax. Internal Revenue, Ghana Revenue Authority, no more Fambra. BBT says sanitation tax and a levy. Ghana Revenue Authority and on your Motinas and I'm say Munshare Hanamon tax your home. BBC say property tax. District Assembly in Ejuma. Makwaji Ediaba say Ghana Revenue Authority should coordinate it. Look at the amount of money you send to the district this time round. Because you are not there and you only go and list properties and ask people to pay. And like I said the other time, Edimu etimi bre ansa no Umesi property. Umesi property we are not mark or retirement. They cannot even manage the properties. Then you go and do assessment of the property.
I know people are more they are well-to-do people. Are more properties to say houses in very prime areas in Accra. Oma tonton ni na kosisi adan ewo can say outskirts baby because they cannot manage. They don't me enter property rate. Most especially when property rates you as per where property
majority of people when they have finished they struggle through their working life 35 years in service. No wait me see baby almost over retirement no makoda. They are not lucky. Some of them just on retirement frustrations they are staying there, but you come and say that they should pay property tax.
A friend,
I think that
Obi Kachem said, "Ne papa, you see the man's dream throughout in life, and so see that or cantonments. Neba, I say, Se papa no free mu na se omo ka so no ni ade no o control fie so obekwa koton e de akwa Bentley because on to me manage fie no he is fine where he is.
Yeah.
Obetona or the Adjei. Well, so never the bibia ne the bisi obi
so evidently so that's why I said that ohene na wata e wa ahemfie. And I yentimi nka se ohene na ata. Enti
e de sha ahenkwa.
Akora bi a wo ho no. Na benyimfo edu atem wegimi pa na omo bo krampo. Oso a wo ya akora onyim na nsa no. Wa hwe ya. Na se enye me oye ohene na otan ye. Then you even increase your own beatings because then you say umbo or hinidi because we'll be say but they have to put the pressure on you. So certainly the Ghana Revenue Authority ain't Bekasa. But clearly Minister for Finance and know anything about finance. His only thing is that Yankope Bisia na mi data bank yanya ye share na yamfa COVID sika ye de yaba. You see yamfa ko support your friend Omosen. Frontline workers, your insurance and mom. Now wakofa bi or say the company enterprise insurance. Most of my insurance company to munji sasikai. Mojia, now you use the money for beautification of your offices and buying assets, but you have not issued any insurance certificate. Then nobody can talk about it. Such a character as your Minister for Finance, you can only have taxes going up, cost of living will be high, then the cost of even collecting the bills. When you say, then the ECG people came. And they said, you owe. I said, but even the government of Ghana owes. What do you say? Even the government of Ghana owes. And so if the government of Ghana cannot pay, where does the government expect everyone to get money to pay? We cannot go and gather stones. So once the government can owe, citizens too can owe. It's not a crime when citizens owe, because government has shown clearly say Muntimitria, hey, wako Ministry of Finance, and round him said Nipa Daho. They picketed and they slept there. As at this morning, now you see women in their clothes hanging on their chest, trying to paste a baby juma. Because Enra Mitie Bako Okase, they are better sleeping here and actually dying here than going home and people are following them and they don't even have medication to take because Japadi na mafa. Mona mo collapse Gold Coast security. And I must say mafa ne access ne liabilities. Settle the Gold Coast security clients. And also more settle. Yet Alfred Obami tete. And no ye data banker. So kind of no your data banker. We can offer that a data bank. So see how you're the head of Security and Exchanges Commission. You are looking for over 800 Ghana for no me because I know meeting no say about 800 of their members have died. And you are happy to continue to owe them. Nurses are omoko school say yentu omoka time na mra omoko school. Now, Muntimi and their friends saying they should pay their bills on the go. More than 1 year, you have not paid them. I feel Mubarak catching and say you have released 154 million to come and pay them. Maybe so. Some of them have been impregnated because Onisika obetuediane. Onisika obeye bibi nti within the communities they get out of their way in their attempt to survive in school. They get into licentious sex. They have dropped that. You
are not saying that is the only option of the woman.
No, I'm saying some of them me say some of them.
Now some of them no need the only option on what.
Me say some of them. So
but it is not the only option.
There are some of them who are in school. They actually don't even need your allowance to survive.
No, but pregnancy,
I'm saying that
some get into those things not because of money. They are fine, but
some can be maniacs. But evidently, majority of people, and why?
No, but I don't know if come maniacs as if it happens, a baby na push or their Kwaku. Some, no more. They are fine. Almost they want to.
Those you have dealt with,
And those we deal with.
No, I have not dealt
no,
with
those we deal
dealt
with.
But those I've dealt with are those that I know. Evidently, some of them have lost their education. And school. You have come to release money, and then you are splashing it. Everybody should be happy. Yes, maybe I met no. Yes, say, Ediane say, "Your cook kitchen economy, Ediane na echa, and no interest say undidi. The food will come." Do you understand? But this food, it has come. Do you know what 500 Ghana cedis in 2020, 2021, or 2022 could have done? Will that 500 cedis be able to do it in 2023?
Not at all.
Wakope bisia na omode your friends saying interest adiato so na ene they are coming to give you your allowance without taking into consideration the interest variation or your friends saying variation in the value. One show you ojisikano na okwakotu ya, you go and drop it and still owe. That is how reckless our Minister for Finance has been, just putting pressure on everybody. Sikano na ewahe and I won't ya omo. So I think that look, so be some say Bibia to say ya.
But do you think, sir, you quite before so be here who free san or near enko ye ni binu. Say the restriction, you restricted the importation of about 22 items here. Trade and Industry Minister, they call Parliament, and the core is a motion and man of Kaina on fat tabon to sono. Before that, can no bit me a BB strong Kobiana. In principle, what's your position on restrictions are able to importation of certain goods and services? So, what's your position? In principle?
Sometimes I sit down and I read. Now, because Africa had a prophet, a political and economic prophet and philosopher, in doing things to fulfill his prophecy, he started establishing indigenous businesses owned by the state. Theo, Kwame Nkrumah started indigenous businesses. Now Kwame Nkrumah established the state farms. Okay. Now state farms, you know, a chassis. Say, ebe dua ebro, emo, akuko. There were cattle ranches. In doing so, na Kwame Nkrumah ankasa ako establish the beef factory, Bolgatanga meat factory. So okay. In toast here yede nua yede eduani. Na ye wo ebi ewo your friend saying akomadan. Do you understand? We were
all kind of factory.
Because we developed the factory in Akomadan. Na ye wo tie onim bonsa ties. Yankasa na ye car ties, motor ties, bicycle ties ewo omaimu. Into rubber plantations. From the Volta region to Enchi in the western region. Now rubber plantations were yetimi ye rubber no near the abe process ties no. Se see how kwa ye twa rubber ni nyina. We ye no omaimu. Yankasa na yetimi assembly radio, television, sanyo television, akasanomanomo. We did all those things in this country. Na ye wo yankasa new plan station. Na new plan station no your friend said new plan okwa achimota. Roundabout or just on your right. New plan na ye assembly share yankasa ye buses and many other things in this country in the 60s. Kwame Nkrumah, elements of now, your friend almost saying, New Patriotic Party, omo antecedents connived with the United States of America, the CIA, and omuyi Kwame Nkrumah. And yet Kwame Nkrumah no muyi. They took away the spirit and the embodiment. Omu tu Kwame Nkrumah wiye. Na omu sha se tong nyama. Listen and take this until that. Said the Akosombo Dam was constructed with a capacity to generate 600 megawatts of electricity. At the time now, Akosombo Dam, no. Now the total energy requirement of this country was just 50 megawatts. Was just 50 megawatts. Kwame Nkrumah Babesinu. Now you have the likes of Dankwa and Buzia. And Omuka said, now 50 megawatts, they say to me, koto generator kasiye. Near to me, add the amagana for electricity. But now Kwame Nkrumah, or a political prophet and philosopher, and not or dream yadachi. Mineo. It was 600 megawatts when we needed only 50 megawatts. The Akosombo Dam was commissioned in
Adjei.
Dabi Kwame Nkrumah no offered Kaiser from the United States and almost 300 megawatts.
And it was as a result of the capacity.
Yes.
No want
yes.
I know to me
Ecofarm mobile say Vaco Mumbai 66 January no. That was supposed to power industries. Before the industries, most of the factories can even survive no. Now almost say your friend saying Akosombo Dam had come into full swing, and I must say the businesses that were now going to get cheaper electricity, no, they were making losses in the motor. You constituted the Diversity Implementation Committee, Matong Bolgatanga Meat Factory. Matong, your friend is saying, a commander, Mr. Commander, Akumadai Tomato Factory. Bonsashu factory, your friend saying Thai factory, Matong, you sold all these things. Those things were indigenous policies to be able to produce enough to feed our nation without importing. And which factories? Do we have state farms? Into Ubabeka say you want to ban the importation of rice. No? What measures have you put in place to augment rice production? So what I say? What measures? Because me knew Ekase, you don't rely on me. Any omo ayeye kuye for ewo maimu. Because if you come and you say, oh my sika na yanko dua ebro. Na ye kodru baby aye ko eye ebro na intimi ebro aye bakwa kodua emo. Do you understand? So the state ought to take a certain percentage of the production itself. State farms, any state lands, some part of the state lands is now what is the University for Business and Integrated Development Studies in UBIT. It used to be state lands, where state farms used to take place. So now the state doesn't have. You are going to depend on young, and private sector is always about profit orientation. And yes, sir. So you are going to ban the importation of rice. And now, omo babatong emono, omo kofa, omo beji licenses and sa no matom. Yen ye baba ye friend saying ye baba ye den ye baba ye akokonam. Se si amene we kasai, onim se yanko Morocco. Ni yanko Turkey any Belgium. Ye ntimi enya day old chicks in Ghana.
Why?
Because we import these things into Ghana.
And to me, day old chicks in Ghana.
Because the incentive to support the industry has been totally depreciated. Because Yatuna say, some new wits from IMF and World Bank have a category and say, you should not support or you should not subsidize. By the United States of America, they subsidize
by planting. So I planting for food and jobs. Part 2. Yes, also so yes. Proud one. Now things so yeah can say one district, one factory. Just say cry a bimo request war over the binuma sema copy parliament or more tax exemption no near that. So it means that and also say a way of making sure say on behind how more to me I produce. Are these not the things you are talking about? Omaton, the private people.
One factory?
It's government policy.
Who owns them?
Private people.
So they are not owned by the government of Ghana.
Necessarily, should it be the case?
No, they are not owned by the
No,
government.
but I'm asking, should it necessarily be the case? But should it necessarily be the case?
It must and ought to be. Say the state is investing in something and the state has no stake.
But these are people who do not believe in that. Why do you want them to do it?
But if you
they
don't
think that
Master,
for business,
there is no
the citizenship.
Enti na oil refinery. Enti na oil refinery ema omo ho se omo ankasa omo nto. Is that the case? But evidently, hear me. As we speak, the Kumasi shoe factory was put in place by Kwame Nkrumah. Adjei, we do rubber here, we do leather here, and yes, sir, until we process shoe in this country. Unim boots are the Ghana Army. Enkwa etimi ekita. The boots that the Ghana Army alone buy every year. Do you know the quantum of money that they spend on buying boots? Menka officer shoes, boot enkwa. Nanka, the government of Ghana says that Ghana Army, Ghana Immigration, Ghana Prisons, Fire Service, Ghana Police, all your footwear must be procured from the shoe factory. The shoe factory will then have to be capacitated. What you say? To do the production of the shoe. Sikana yefa efi Ghana, na yekoto shoe efi India, efi Croatia, efi Russia, and the United States of America. No sa sikano nka ebewo omaimu. Do you know how much money would have saved? Belts, just belts, Belt are soldier for, police for, all the security agencies or Moshano. Those belts could have been produced in Ghana because the state has taken center stage. But you don't want to. Well, I say, this is what I say. You are a Muslim. You take pork soup, but you don't take pork. You say you don't like that the state should invest in this. Then at the same time, you are coming to impose restrictions. So let the state invest at least 30-40%. The remaining 60% you can then support private sector to do. You cannot sit down and come and tell me that the private sector is the engine of growth. No engine has been able to move on its own. So what you say? The engine can move on a structure, on wheels, on a steer, on many other things, and on lubricants. So when you come and tell me that the private sector is in the engine of growth, what about the lubricants for growth? Who is that? And that should be the state. And evidently, is something that they themselves have rejected. But Sesiano who said that is the way to go. In going that way, they are even in a rush. Look, so you say Nuyama say Oponko onfa. Onfa Nuyama no enkoto ite
Siponko no
ya wodi
na
watwe. But this one, it say ye di abesi ponko neni, ene ye say ponko no onko obekwa he, ontimi nko.
Maybe another strategy.
No, it will not move.
Should learn.
It will not move. So, look, import substitution industries were started some years ago. Nipa late for a program and you are shifting us and moving us and yefe. Akwa wamba program in term that. So you say on yamba program in term. They be our programs late.
I know I can't be na Ghana here.
Na so you say if you don't do time management.
Because I know Adjuma Abandia sharing
Ghana Post.
And they say Ghana Post board member.
Okay.
And then so we call board meeting or contempt. Ana ofiri haba no elite. We are happy for you.
No, that you are Ghana Post board member. So I think that we have to be careful. Second, this state and Akufo-Addo and the MPP, they believe in the private sector. They believe in competition. And yes, sir. But is that competition or monopolization?
Well,
no, is that competition? Because if you believe in competition, say who believe it, and now you say competition, yeah. Adwene, you are coming to tell us, Yembra through one agency. Now agency no emma ye krata. Any to me say ye bet me akofa aba. If we are banning, let's ban. If we are giving licenses, let the licenses be available. To say obia to me kwachiro din now say I want to register a business and you go through the process and you register a business. So must it be. The people are already importing. If you have to restrict importation. But don't tell us some category of people are more special. Inti mumbeji license na mumfa kofa e mumbra. We beji license na kofa akokobra. We beji license na kofa yemadie. And I'm afraid say.
Na no ya krana enye osre. Ana no krana do so ya osre no. Enye osre say ya kra yemade.
Osre krampa na enye bufu asem. Ensem anka by now no. Yemfa yensensua yeti ne yensu.
Say ya kra yemade.
Ye kra yemade. I tell you, nkomo de baba. We dey waka no kra. Nka no krampo nkrantie no nkomo de baba. Something no nyina.
No, but nkomo package. Well, nkaba now ye wo ai akrantie something can.
You know.
Me can. Nkomo can na nkomo de abantu ye aduane a oye live super. Na why are we
flavor?
Why are we like that? I don't know. Enema. Na wie nyina adentina enema yi. No, enebeboayen. And so we will not do it. Is it because we are only interested in doing business with enema a high as a people? Oh, we say chairman say what check here. Enema a high as a people. Yeah, politicians and I'm crofwa to about more. We don't even know. But me, I feel you know, but you are doing business with them. One person be here free when some business be good. And chairman, is that not the case? Is that not the case? The status quo is some people's, people are milking the status quo, so they don't want to disrupt it.
True time, dear. And you are doing public communication, you feel like crying. Because a human being, you ask yourself, say, school, were we in school to come and benefit our society, or we went to school to come and be foolish? Because at independence, what was the level of the educated people in this country? Nase otnase na ohwe ejuma omudi ye ema omanyi. The manner in which they deliberately crafted Ghana any nuema omohihye ye ene mfaso a ye nyina ye nim se nka edebe mayen. Then all of a sudden we have expanded education. But you see, it's more profitable. It's more profitable. Say, oh, you're Ghana ni. Untimi nkadagari. Ukrum kasa onte. Na wakosua obi ne kasa brofo. Na you are slanting. And you rather look down upon those who speak the
indigenous language.
I mean, that is it. People who cannot speak, they don't understand anything from their own dialect.
They are proud.
They are proud.
Said they can't do it.
I mean, and we are proud.
Say no nature say a friend say.
Let me.
Say independence cry. Chairman you school ma. Nkoma yedi. Ekeka senti Adwene na nkrofo we nim we no monye. Adwene na nkrofo we no. Ye ba. Ye are the same people no. The any ekase Adwene na nkrofo nye no. We come and join them and worsen it
because Sunday say obekwa sorry. Media men.
Necrama come upon sorry, and Sana Masamba.
In those days, it was Sundays in Kwan.
Into I remember hobby. Oh, can be your much young, I say. Yes, the Sophia Bomber. Chama, I say the message.
So evidently, I think the young people 20 years to 10 years. So omu tie mi anapai. Na se oman sorry waka. And just mobilize themselves. So omono majority of them don't belong to political parties. Omo nim parties kwampo. Na se omo anye bibi. We don't have a future. So what would you think you have?
Bibi to say then.
Look, they should just look for all of us and beat us well.
No, but that is violent.
Yes.
You know, that's violent. That is violent.
They should look for all of us and beat us well.
Now you're preaching violence.
No,
it's wrong.
You see, because
now you're
is that the solution you are prescribing?
The best thing.
The solution is between your mother and your father.
They should beat us.
Bernard, the woman say
because
very embarrassing.
The tips are many.
Adjei embarrassing pan say akwala ana obi a umbu no o kanyansasem na hu so ni sa nyansasem di bu otima wo fere na ehye so ye what is right. That they should be part of the discourse. They should be part of the discourse and then come up with, you know, superior arguments to say no has rather than say but to say
I am saying this out of extreme pain. Of course, my son will not probably beat me.
Yes.
And I don't expect him to go and beat somebody. But I'm saying this for now until I say look, our generation and the generation before us, we are not only reckless, we are thieves.
We steal carelessly.
We are thieves. You are an appointee of state. You are a director, a board member. Come and work for TOR. Na MPENSNPENSENMU na entimi engineer ni naimu.
Ya do ko Ghana post also what is scanning.
Na wabetina so then you are selling the TOR. So now you are selling TOR. If TOR was sold or did not come into place in 1963 for you to have come to work in, make money, and now you think that you should sell it. So Ochina who Jesus Christ.
Chama Marawa dem patron mo akwa.
Mejoso.
Patron na mo boko de.
The prescription or solution, my brother here.
He said it out of frustration.
No, let him talk. I grant him his right.
That the solution to Ghana's problem is if you feel frustrated. O mama odo ba wi ase bono o papa odo ba wi ase bono teacher o chira wa the headmaster ko bono we akọ pro this no be bro MP no be bro solution ben. Very sad. We all acknowledge the problem or because baby am was send me America. So o control exams. And so here no other word no what kind of one see there is no way you will pass. There is absolutely no way I'll be pass it exams no. Question no one say about 100 pages because fundamentally in this just paper no question no one say you be given or prescribing wrong solutions.
Before we are saying ourselves.
So, what?
But your point in the saying.
Ghana, we all acknowledge the problem. No, because I made a point. Do we even know
that we have problems? Have we identified the problems?
Sir,
sure, sir, Ghana intimately identify. Have you been reading our policies?
Have
you been reading?
I'm not talking about the national policies. The you, me, him, he or she watching us. Nobody acknowledges the problem now, or no. He has a solution. The solution is within him.
Everybody acknowledges that. Chairman, you are a grassroots person.
Yeah,
you are a grassroots person. Chairman,
yeah,
the conversations we have microphone. Are they the conversations we have when we put cameras? Yeah, the cameras.
Thank you. Thank you.
See, we know the problems.
I go to and I talk to and I like listening. Most of them, I'm listening. And sometimes, is that the mindset? Is it the people in Jolu or Abelinkwe or Taifa for one it is? And answer Kwaku, and answer me Kumasi Nani. And until say, you better catch who say. Your problem, no, me problem, me one, many solution, no. Until you decide and declare, say, me problem, me one, me, and I'm your solution, no.
Chama, how does that happen?
We'll continue blaming
me,
papa, or the baby, we are saying, and
I'm done on us, or somebody should make sure we do that.
I'm coming there.
Leadership brings about
I am coming there. Quality leadership. Me bow. Mrs. Me, it's all about you. I keep saying, and I keep telling people, life challenge, you know. Life, I scrap last day. Say, I say, wo, and now, oh, papa, when you're 18 years, you future them. Your own destiny. Meaning, papa be okromuha. You want a front place. Oko school class 1 to form 4 a front place. Today, he employs form 4 and secondary school. He employs doctors, lawyers. He employs the most educated people.
Yeah. A champion course, we drove business school. He did great.
And to make catch say, when you're the 18, stop blaming. Start identifying for looking for opportunity.
Chairman, you this way no.
What will I be our course?
No, General Secondary School. General Secondary School.
Thank you. Chairman, also for General Secondary School. No, the team is so. What if you come so my papa na hwe wo fa dem wa. Aban, are you MP no? Who DC no? But that bona boa no. MP. Boa omo do ko omo ye campaign. Omo ye campaign man. Who say mo frefro.
Chairman, the entire o kan way in an say. The entire Amade say leadership should be able to rally young behind them. One is what they know. Nanis what they know. I was say a young sunny. I was say sunny young. Utimima a sunny young. No, the young in our co. Yes, sir. And I said, Let me call read secondary school Boko. Let me call class 1 Boko. And let me be a form 3, I'm sure I'm a common entrance. And let me call a secondary school. Maybe on I'm back. Actually, I'm beginning to call a dink baby. I said, the man for ye because maybe I must say, what do you say then? One cook, and nobody forced me. I have just told you where I've come from. And some people went to Achimota. Today they sit here, so Achimota Nino, a Presec Nino, a disco Nino, that's what you feel, buying, papa. Who happened to me like a Presec? I know you
come back. You are talking about leadership. Even in Presec, let me tell you, school, I'm a choir. Assuming say headmaster or presec, no more very strict. Okopes kwa mo the headmaster father why no more balance. Even under those leadership, you know, the boys do mo here. They make what you say. Those leaders presec Pesco, Motown, teacher, they have the strictest head teachers, you know, within those institutions, you know. The boys nim kwan am faso. The why na adwen say wonsuan. The why na adwen so onu dey akwala body sem na obeye no. We ye ne den. But me, when I'm talking, I talk to the upper and the people who want to listen. Leadership accounting. Yeti Kroma. Papa Bedi president to her. Friend Papa Adjei. Kunipa do something before you that let the blood flow there. See, yes, the my phone, yes, yes, the sound. Where are you? Kofa Yesu Christo betran and Kofa nyina adwen say yenko bro ya papa no yenko bro leadership no papa bro be wie no what happened ye kunipa me kan ye leaders so ja for mpani for ya sam like bom to kuomo because omo na it was assumed so omo na good leaders they be both to na chire ko see saying. So I am telling you, as viewers and listeners this morning, the solution is not accuse anybody. The leadership, the policies, the institutions.
Did you know some 8 years ago now names Adwene? Some 8 years ago now names
quality leadership comes. But the
but you were sounding like Obia or Nunsusuya in 2016, before 2016. I mean, we were here. We had conversations. I know the kind of conversations we had, and then the conversation has changed. Then and there, all of a sudden,
I know that
those days. No, did you tell the people when John Mahama was your friend is saying, president?
Also, make us say leadership, quality, good leadership counts.
I don't know. It's hard time,
but
and then they encounter.
Yeah, and I make account. That is why, and let me look at some job for. Boys was doing job democracy
yeah
job almost
for all
job for all no edipa bia hu amahu omkita phone iPhone ne ayi omahu job for all you see apply won apply o apply keke ne ma 6 month training ne ma equipment ne for yentua wo training kwa tua wo ka o no da co training onye o about Trafiesa, not to do the opportunities are there.
Jobs for all.
Jobs for all. The opportunities are given. And I know, but the Akobako, Napuka Napuya, and say, I'm about Yanko apply, no man was a and I said, what I mean apply. Later, Abu apply 100,000 for quite job 700, not quite bad Germany. Chairman, almost a buenti, man, to me applying to Famiko shape. And I'm saying, the opportunities will come. But if you keep listening to negative things, negativity, I keep telling negativity, and someone a buabum okosutia wabam bebuda.
Okay.
You say yeah, not motivational speakers to me punching to me.
I want to read the 2 series millionaire. But
I'm telling you, take advantage, take charge of your destiny. Your destiny. I said nobody can do anything better for you than you yourself.
All right, but I mean
problems for burning money. But in spite of that, the problems are here. Can see not like we can do. We call corner hub. What think grandma who? From grandma no hodo. I don't go for you.
I don't go for si panti wa Owusu no. Enkofo
cars and young mama. And I catch us, I'm politicians. Would I show neighbor no? Shall nip a boy down the school or a politician? Okay. Or classmate, no, who now a politician. The opportunities are there, take advantage of. But and don't accuse or expect Bernard Mona say or don't or yeah, one year campaign man or don't know basically now to and to Saturday and then Bernard you accuse Bernard and until you go to your grave if you don't you yourself. You yourself. So one take it chance and so now let me call the police station for Kasa. And I told them, say, police station for I say, since 92, me a police agent, my police station, my police agent. I'm say, hey, me police agent, and I'm here near 1990, I'm say 8 years time. Me be free police station, every year coordinator, every year constituency chairman, every day national. What has what since 92 you that's all your police station chairman. And you know, police station near there, and I won't question who. They be had one accusations, and they may not material, and I will be try myself, when we found myself, and say, now they don't go on me. But not one as they are starting here, no, a student, no, Musa.
Go out, man. So
going forward.
Hello?
And I keep telling you, no, I don't love the politics, but business aspects.
All right, man, football, man. So, hello?
Pato.
Common sense, Abolo.
Pato, ene nipa nyami ashrano wasra ngo ajinkwa incoming president John Dramani Mahama. Ene na wuda. Why you say so no pepe.
And that's it. So the man
to for extra nyami shira emano.
Nipa titire sa.
Abajo force ye cho bibia. Pato, ene chama omari wadie aji 24-hour economy na tum. Or say memu ye for advantage. Or dear John Dramani Mahama Eddie Banim. A memu ye danasi because 24-hour economy no. E be create a juma. Nisi common sense. Ene di bebu o no. Yeti ha. Yedi yi left yi bano. Yanya common sense for na be kwa amagana for yedi tuo ni bano. Omu ye kom. Yedi 10% to bet isusu. Omu ye kom yedi ejuma abadia. On say se abo fa man for bi minister bi mu ni nyama. Ena lawyers bi omu hu ni omu kan. Esa ni se bebu benye ejuma ye. Eye boni se bebu benye ejuma. Pato eye boni. Yedi ejuma ba so afi mo sorry te yedi staff ni ba mo timi sorry tia. Ye fa common sense ti no manimu. Na be for two omu di sika ahi de ba economy ni mu. Ye weyi ejuma yedi ba. The Ejiba be boa economy no, and I be for two. One say, one Adjei amudi ti menu. Adesa yenda, yekoda yevire muechi. Adesa be for be 20. Yekina dem MPP. Apatoni nyami ejuma.
Okay, so OPK Patriotic Voices. Regards to Dr. Digitalization. Bawumia, Vice President and flag bearer elect for NPP 2024. Ghanaians will vote for Dr. Bawumia as our president and NPP MPs in 2024 because of our achievements like free SHS, 1D, 1F, planting for food and jobs in India, Kakao, you know. Alasan say from Zeno Central, say happy birthday to the nation builder, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. May the Almighty Allah grant you long life and good health to take power come 2024 and save us from the mess Akufo-Addo and Bawumia have plunged us into. NPP never again. Owusu, or say, I believe the Greek minister is saying, what he's saying is 100%. So what is he saying? Hello?
Hello, good morning, my brother.
Good morning, sir.
Apom to say.
Radini edini in Pacho na unso.
Nyaminado. Opinion na wote.
Pacho wudi me Pacho wudi.
Me dini di Adjei no sabe free is legon.
You Adjei too.
Yeah. Opinion na wote oka Bermuda ho hon no.
Chama Omari wade.
Mo. Chama Omari wa nasema oka no. Am say ye nya no so nipa be say all the television stations. Na omukasa asem na me fi say eno ebeboa. Dey ntina me kasa. Adentra na wonipa deseni wo be sorry. Who won nine on Yakupon Amawajo. Inside say, wow, one cassa over blue mojani. Uti hormone. I didn't channel about television, Susia, Cassanqua. Neomo Cassa and no one now air cosro, ne air baffum, ne air cosro, ne air baffum. One fois, one woman in a woman the same age, or more every woman for 4 air cosro, and Naminu Cassay. And crank room, a cock or two, a cock, in fact, a cock bone sufu. We assassin talk by so. And she had told me so, man. I had Sadana politicians in Asia and I say any for easy. Yes, sorry. Near Cassania, you might think. My fire, you and fine show me. Yes, leadership, a good sister on our secano. When your president, Papa, now or why dream Papa, what bad I now dream do. Obetimara, or mining in Nara. I'm a munina, my back on a munina makum. Nemo me brother, yentimin trust president biara ni ho enye tse wo krampa me no kasai. Ya de Ghana show on Sunday, unche sika un say la no pa no bia ma magiska wo no. Adwuma kro na le wo say de. Yeah. And say be adwuma yen yiri e ho yen ye adwuma. Ni yen jai kasa bebrebe ni blame game no money ne kaka ho nyina. Your politicians here na ma mo kwan ma mo wi aye. Busam sa den.
This all chire me mu. Oh, yeah, Adjei free so. Sorry, Adjei. We say, well, good morning to you. My name is Giver Kwame Asamoah from Pokasi ACP. I really like your guest. He's very mature in politics and he understands everything he's saying. God bless you, senior brother. I wish one day I will see you one-on-one. But one can't guess the chrono now come home. All can answer. My name is Bernard Mona and Pato and answer Chairman Wade. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, sir. Pato, do you know if free?
Because of free Ashama Lebano, your friend Yaume.
Yeah, you too.
Me Pato Bebre, say, me foi me Bano Casta Siciano.
Okay.
Because yes, na yawono. Abayamba ko abayamba echo. Free mra yawo me nyini die. Nanso me nti so bia ka se Ghana ye mreda. Ghana ye drenda. Ghana be ye dina mawa ejina wan kasankasa wo so. E wo say Ghana for yedisi ni so ne yakun akudene. Yen jai MPP NDC ne aban. Ne yan kasankasa. Yan kasankasa yan sesan yan yesubai. Na yan kun akudene. Senior branch en kan your destiny lies in your own hands. You know, correct? That is a miakasankasa make us see. Your mind said, I'm koyi mammy. Maybe my mammy, I'm a tenacity. That's a slim young brabo. And who said, no, me too seen what harm is sign. Since you're gonna for baby, because I gonna yet in diamond, because then will make the necessity of catch us at me. A mammy this time around.
Wow.
Because I changed myself. I changed my everything. And who said, abandon Boami. As a Miami, you to Madina, a coming. In the second for woman young cook a cold dream. And my December na baby chisika mauda. Any politician came to power to come make money for him or herself.
But that's yeah, from my chairman chairman another one crow. Kofo say
I make assembly a area one show. Yes, Madame Fubi. The beer, the boys moon pay your mom, and also quite farming. And or buy first time I hold them. Once the boys big Guquano ton near man, and also a person farm no created your mom. No, make a side, no man. BFT or so weekend me fire a year back car back my family a family a I'll pay
and for last caller
what the can be see
obi dana na do no your buy okay last caller
hello Minia, good morning
opening you didn't for Kwaku free
no your friend Kofi Mikata free from Plain South
all right over here too.
Yo Minia, say program na mo ye no ya ni ji ho e mo kyerɛkyerɛ ma bunu no eni ma bi a ye nim ni esesi yesua ni yetimi akoya nim ni edi kan ye bra Bernard Mona some kan ye muru we muru me de ebu ni diem nka obetimi a ontwen san because eno nya nkyerɛkyerɛ pa ma bunu ni edi ho bi mu nso so
also de amote na kan
ayo and you want to sign na MY etrese me ma wie university o enso me ba fie afoduma na ye de me ko university no me ba fie a me betena se hwe ye no na ehu be hia se ese me ha me se sama brabo nti me ka kire me papa se me ya fum duma me nia ne me ka se me ka se Christian mu nyam se me wo tractor me do afu 50 acres of maize
wow
me nya ben duma
wow.
And you
make more money than not your office.
And I come abroad and then
they compare on Kofa, or they compare on Kofa, or they compare on Kofa. When we are my offices are. Mobile garbage here more, West Remoa. May say, may be more on one, may employ one more spray, mammy. Wow. A yamiatem, anyone so TBA would see one would be trim for the year, Juma.
You can share some you don't want to see.
But when you say leadership, no, the Bible count, you said you can watch us.
Yes.
Say, come the be complimenting us, and Kababwa.
It's only the compliment here, Bebois. Men start here, Juman, not planting food and jobs, and a was so. And on our boy, Yamma be not come in person, my point is outside, you know.
Wow.
And on our boy, because me the fertilizer is in a subsidized amount. No matter no matter what you want, we are no matter and Kakan starting to prepare because let's get.
Thank you very much. Some 3 people have inspired us today. To some extent, you know, one person so
I think that I've listened to most of the callers and I agree with them. Say, if they took it that literal say Odimbe Boyasum now on Chichim, then obviously me ankasa me will be Mbabome.
Yeah. And
so that I don't. But make us say Omomboyano. They have to rise up to challenge us. Nientia, Yamaye to me, say we should safeguard Omanya Yan Yabe fire. Now all of a sudden, Yan Yewia, Yefa Bibia Ediama Yebusia. Then we have forgotten that look, if the yesteryear's leaders were doing the same, in Kayam Bato, near Yebato and I always want to cite the Tema Oil Refinery. 1963, 12 December, and Kwame Nkrumah Debaya. Adjei Juma, they have employed many people. Many people have gotten income from there. The oil refinery has served this nation. Namumaba, as a board, the best you can do is to want to sell it far cheaper than even the indebtedness of the company.
Obi na every talk. We fancy politician I can't accuse me. Talk. Workers in every talk.
Me that's it. Chairman of Mariwade, Yamisha Soba, Chairman of Yamisha Soba.
Talk workers and they could talk. And your politician, yeah.
Transfer Babisha, but every Yan Twaso on original 91.9 FM and so Anthony Germany common for my Ghana on Adwene Kasa between 2 and 5:30. I mean, bye bye.
Original TV, Ghana ye dieni.
Me de bema wo yere na wo sanso wo mpana na o kaso do mo mienu nyina me hu so ekohwini efisa akoma na ye baako won me fa no mienu sa
oba na de na okeka ne sa